What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Foxy Outdoors, and in this video we're going to be talking about a bait that has been responsible for winning many tournaments and also catching a lot of big bass for my channel. Actually the biggest bass that has been featured on my channel was a 7-pounder caught by Mason Burchard, and Phil has caught multiple 5-pounders on it, 3-pounders. He's caught a lot of nice fish, nice quality fish on a bass jig. That's one thing about a bass jig, you don't always catch numbers but you catch quality. Normally catch some really quality fish on a bass jig. Now, Greg Hackney, who's a professional bass fisherman, who most people commonly refer to him as a jig fisherman. He's done most of his damage in big tournaments with a jig. Whenever he is fishing offshore, he is going to be fishing this Denny Brauer structure jig. He fishes this over a football jig. It kind of drags along, stands up kind of like a football jig does, but the head design on it, this is called a Cobra head design. It comes through cover, trees, brush. It comes through everything really well, and don't get hung up very often using that style of head. So this is, after I've used many different style head jigs, but I've caught more fish on this jig than any other model of jig. This is my favorite, even before I found out that Greg Hackney liked that for fishing offshore structure. Now, Greg Hackney, if he's fishing like shallow water targets where he's flipping, he uses his model flipping jig, but this is still good for flipping shallow targets as well. Like I said, it comes through cover extremely well. The actual jig that Mason caught his 7-pounder on is actually the smaller size. It was the 1/4 ounce. This is the package it comes in. It's a 1/4 ounce black and blue structure jig, and he was using a Berkeley, some kind of Berkeley trailer on the back of it. But my favorite jig trailers for these, the 1/4 ounce size, are the Strike King little rage craws. The baby rage craws is what they call them. And this is kind of what they look like. This is like a natural kind of color. The jig itself has a little orange on the belly, and it has an Alabama craw, rage craw on the back of it. Here's another color that I've caught some fish on in videos, is peanut butter jelly with a green pumpkin trailer. That 1/4 ounce size works really well when you're fishing shallow. I fish a lot of this 1/2 ounce. This is probably the one I use the most. Here's a blue craw color. I think that's what it's called. It's green. It's got a little blue swirl in it. And as a trailer on this one, I have a Googan Baits Bandito bug. This is the green pumpkin purple. It's a new color they just came out with. That pairs up really good together. As those legs are kicking, that has that little purple flash to it, and I think that's going to be a great color for this next year for fishing. And those green pumpkin and like the green pumpkin and peanut butter jelly, those work really good in clear water. They're natural colors. If you can get a bass to bite a black and blue jig in clear water, but I typically save the black and blue for really muddy water. It helps it stand out a little bit. Here's another. This is a Googan Baits Bandito bug. Normally for measuring how long. I normally don't thread the whole thing on there because it would make it really long. So I normally bite it off right above those two arms there on the sides, and I'll rip off the top two pinchers. And then that kind of gives me an idea. Kind of look and see where the bait is going to be coming through that hook. And this style hook normally come out right between the eyes on normally I'll trim the skirt up just a little bit so the skirt's just a little bit below the hook. It don't have to be perfect. It can be a little, you can trim some up a little bit shorter, and it makes the skirt kind of flare out, and it looks a little gnarly. It's a good looking jig there. You want most of the trailer material to be just above where the arms are, so it doesn't interfere with the kicking action. Now, this style trailer, like a structure bug or a Bandito bug, is good pretty much year round. For really cold water, you may want to put on a lot more like a chunk style trailer, but when that water starts warming up above 50 degrees, that Bandito bug works really good. Now in the dead of summer, where you want something that has a lot really wide kick to it, you want to go to something more like a Rage Craw or Googan Bass Kraken Craw. But I'll rig one up for y'all, showing you what those look like. Gives it just a little bit more compacted look. And I'm going to trim it about 2 lengths. There's little ribs on there. I'm about to take 2 of them off. And one thing about these Strike King products is they have like a coffee scent to them, and they smell really good. I'm not the biggest coffee drinker, but I do like the smell of them. That's more like my summertime jig. This is like spring, fall with the Bandito bug. So that's pretty much it, guys. I suggest a 1/4 ounce for just if you're struggling to get bit on the big size, downsize to a smaller jig, fish it around lay downs and stuff like that. If you're running down the bank just fishing a crankbait or something like that, whenever you pull up on a lay down, a tree fell over in the water, pick up your jig, cast it around all the cover. They come through cover really well, and maybe you'll find one of those big ones laid up beside that log somewhere. The more natural colors for stain to clear water. The Rage Craw for summertime when you want a wide wobble. black and blue for the muddy water conditions. Alright guys, if y'all are interested in trying these baits out, grab them, link below, buy some of these Denny Brauer structure jigs and start catching some pigs on there. That very well possibly might catch you your biggest bass ever. Get a new PB. I was kind of slow starting to fish a jig just because I felt like it didn't do much of anything. But the trailers that you put on there really give it the action that it needs for like the water temperature that you're trying to fish. So if y'all are interested in supporting my channel, try them out, grab one through the link, and I will link some of the trailers down below. I will leave a link up above here somewhere that will show you some of the quality fish that we've caught on Bass Jigs. So thanks for supporting my channel. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, help support me, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time on another episode of Foxy Outdoors.